What is going on, everybody? We're back once again. Another edition of Wrestling Republic's Off the Air. A very, very important edition, a special edition. We have two 1-year anniversaries to celebrate, as well as an episode of Tuesday Night NXT to break down. I'm excited to get into it, but first, I'm going to introduce my usual co-hosts, the two best in the business. Couldn't do it without them a year ago. Needed them, got them, wanted them, needed them, got them. That's what I was looking for there. Let's send it first out to the DMV, though. The DC area, Northern Virginia. Get the twos up for the Tuesday Nights Delight. Shoddy, what's good, bro? Happy 1 year.
We a year in, man. They the ones, but we the twos. I am ecstatic, bro. Wrestling Republic, you guys are a family to me. I've met some of my great friends this past year, people I enjoy talking wrestling with on a daily basis, argue, bicker, all that. And most importantly, man, I love being on these Tuesday night shows with y'all too. And my other brother, me and him were both coveted free agents a year ago. And yeah, we on some high contracts coming up soon, you know what I'm saying? Clark had to open the Brinks truck for us, man. Making like 10 mil a year now, so it's all good.
I had to back it up. I had to back up the Brinks truck without question. And we can't have a Tuesday night without Drizzy. As you already mentioned, Big Driz. Now, by the way, the Y has been dropped at this point, but from Louisville, Kentucky, also 1 year in, coveted free agent, signed for us once again. Driz, wait a minute. I got to ask you a quick question. Who is it we should believe in?
Good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. No yeets. Your boy Drizzy is in the building. It's 1 year, but we holding up twos because we going into year two and we going hard all year long. It has been an absolute honor being a part of Wrestling Republic this last year. And I'm not taking my talents to South Beach. I'm staying another as long as they'll have me or until Ben decides that he has to put me out because I caused too many problems. But it's been great. Everything that Shad said, because I cannot articulate good words like that, but everything he said.
No, you hit the nail on the head, Drizzy, and we're so happy to have you in, Shad.
How much are you offering me, Dave? This is awkward. Sorry.
No. I was gonna say I thought he already signed. Hey, we got my mom over in the comments, by the way. Congrats, Driz, and congrats, Shad, to both. Equal opportunity. Congratulations from my mama. Anthony Manzano with Yo, Clark, Shad, and Drizzy. And then congratulations on a year, well deserved. I come to you guys for unbiased wrestling coverage, even when sometimes my comments seem very biased. Respect, Manzano. That's love.
Honestly, that's love. Like you even saying you come to us for unbiased wrestling coverage, like that's heavy on what we stand for as people in like wrestling media. So I appreciate that, man. And we love having you on these comments, watching us week upon week, man. So thank you, brother.
Yes.
No question. We appreciate everybody that's tuned in, of course. But let's get into the most fun show of the week. And sorry, that's no knock on the Daily or all the other shows. Let's get into the most fun show of the week, though. We are off the air. Let's have some fun. Let's talk about. Normally go straight into the absolute finish of the show, but I'm going to start with the main event instead today. A little different. We're going to start with the Heritage Cup title match, and something a little interesting happened tonight. Because in my memory, the Heritage Cup has never been won by somebody from the good old US of A.
Woo,
until tonight.
Yeah, brother.
Do you believe in miracles? Yes.
I don't believe in miracles, but I do believe in the mob.
I believe in the mob as well. I mean, honestly, I think the mob probably believes in miracles too. Either way, one was accomplished tonight. 2
Oh
to
no,
1.
is Italy gonna try to take this from us?
They might. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Italy gets it. He's a Chicago guy.
Can Tony D'Angelo speak a lick of Italian?
I don't believe no.
Good question.
Okay, then this is a
I
W
think
for America.
um I think we have a better shot at Stacks potentially. He
Maybe
seems
Adrian. Yeah, maybe.
maybe Adrian. Yeah,
Maybe
like
Adriana.
Adriana has that Jersey, little more Sicilian accent. She might have a little Italian in the repertoire.
They got
Um,
different. They got different mobs. They all have different
I'll be
mob
I'll be
accents.
forgetting there's like a hockey named Tony D'Angelo.
they've
Okay, actually, Tony D'Angelo has a pretty like Italian last name in real life, so he might.
Okay, by the way, this is one of the greatest comments I've ever seen in Wrestling Republic history from Manzano. Clark is the Walter Cronkite of YouTube for wrestling coverage. Shad is the Edward R. Murrow of YouTube ring coverage. And Drizzy is the Anderson Cooper of YouTube wrestling coverage.
Anderson Cooper.
Anderson Cooper is a wild reference on
Oh,
Driz.
oh my god!
I was like,
Yo,
no
why
wonder
you
such
think like that,
compliments,
Driz?
Manzano. But A. Coop is a tough one for Drizzy.
Oh, this is how my villain era starts. Oh, this is how my villain era starts.
That's I was
That's
gonna give
crazy.
I was gonna give Driz like Burt Sugar or like somebody.
Like, wow,
That one is
that's
maybe
crazy.
Bob Costas. I don't know. Somebody like Anderson Cooper is a tough one. I mean, he's a Hall of
Anderson
Famer, but
Cooper's wild.
yeah, no, that is a wild
Say
one.
you could.
I had to read the comment.
All I know is Anderson
I
Cooper
all
be
love
getting lit
Manzano though.
on New Year's, but yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
Wow.
Let's get back into so Tony D's our new Heritage Cup champion, right?
Yes, yes.
Hey, my very first appearance ever on a Wrestling Republic show was the day that he who should not be named VKM stepped down on our good friend Chaos's show, Take It to the Table. And we said when he stepped down at the time, this is summer of 22. What's next? I said probably NXT UK. Shout out Kobe. I apologize. He was like, no way. Then, unfortunately, UK's gone. The one thing about that era of my time at Wrestling Republic was I watched a ton of NXT UK with Kobe because I had just been brought on. I didn't know anything about it. He was like, yo, you got to see this match. You got to see that match. The Heritage Cup format is something I've really, really always enjoyed. And so I thought it was really cool to see him win that match tonight, Tony D. And I like the idea of the rounds. I like the booking decisions you can make with the corner and the stop and start aspect of it in a little bit like how watching American football, it adds drama between plays, having to start and stop, right? It's just another layer narrative wise. And this was a fun match tonight, and I'll probably dive deeper into it later in the show. No spoilers here at Wrestling Republic, but I may have just spoiled my moment of the night. My bad, neither here nor there. Let's talk about the North American Women's Tournament matches, though. Let's get right into that one. So we have Sol Ruka and Izzy Dame. Shad, you asked me while we were watching the match, who is Izzy Dame? Did we find out tonight or no?
I know who she is, by the way, but it's a deeper rooted question. And the thought processes that we saw Kiana James in the locker room, Izzy Dame has been her, heavy. She's been her bodyguard leading into this whole NXT time that she's debuted, and now Kiana James is on the main roster. So it kind of has me wondering, what's the direction of Izzy Dame? What is the character of Izzy Dame? I will say this: as much as I love the division that we have with the women's division in NXT, there are a lot of characters that still need to grow into figuring out who they are as a character. And my projection and who I can kind of see Izzy Dame being is similar to like a Raquel Rodriguez, someone who is debuted as a enforcer for someone, strong frame, taller wrestler, has a little bit more athleticism than Raquel, I would say. But you just don't see the character developing just yet, and I'm curious to see how we develop within this character. I think she's a very solid in-ring worker. I think she looks like a solid star in this division. So, with a lot of women being out and a lot of women coming in now that are gonna have to hit the road and are hit the wheels running during their time here, she's one I'm very interested. I'm gonna talk about that match and the other wrestler later on, but it was a great wrestling match between both competitors. So Ruka, I got some great words for her towards the end of the show. So that was great, and then we had another North American women's match, Lash Legend versus Ivy Nile. I don't know why Ivy Nile is in this tournament, to be honest with you. I don't. I understand why Mia Yim is, but Ivy Nile is a person who did get called up not too long ago. It's kind of weird having her come back down. Also, it's just the fact that we have a lot of women on this NXT roster. I don't think Lash Legend continuing to do what she does. So, yeah, man, I'm excited for this NXT North American Women's Tourney that we leading into, and of course, we gotta talk about the greatest thing that did happen. Saw Tatum Paxley tonight in that you know room where Ava was at, and she's basically keeping the eyes open because she's gonna win it all, and she's gonna beat Cody Rhodes for that title too.
Ooh, so I was just gonna ask your pick for the entire tournament, but I mean, like you said, she was
Cody
there.
don't Cody don't go here.
Cody
He
doesn't
don't
go.
go here. Cody Rhodes lives on Friday nights. Please leave him on Friday night because Cody Rhodes ain't doing nothing in over here right now.
Nope.
He better go. He better go rid us of Logan Paul. Now
He needs to
Is my
beat
is my
the
au-
Sky
is my
Clips on
audio
Friday
is my
night,
audio
just
good
like
by the way?
Drizzy said.
Because
it was a little
is my
choppy a little
audio
bit ago, but you're good.
okay?
It should be
Thank you,
good. Honestly,
Manzano.
mine's acting up. Maybe this is honestly. I was asked about the QR codes earlier, and like, I mean, if I go to a restaurant with my friends, I have to ask them to scan the QR code if they don't hand me paper menus. So, like, I don't even know how that works. I think this is Uncle Howdy related. All the tech issues that I've been having all day.
Oh,
I'm
WWE
starting to
funds
get
us.
freaked out. Like, yeah, no, dude.
We're
Like, I am.
getting we're getting QR codes during our shows. Oh my
I'm
god.
lighting. I'm lighting candles. I'm starting to get freaked out over here. Definitively, technology is freaking me out. AI, the whole thing. Like, I don't know what Allen Iverson has to do with this, but like, whatever it is,
I love it.
it's
Uh,
it's gonna
child,
be
child.
okay. Drizzy, I gotta ask you though about we had Lash and we had Ivy Nile,
Now
we
y'all
had
know
Soul
how I
Ruka, we had
feel.
Izzy Dame.
Y'all know how I feel about Lash
Talk to
Legend.
me.
That is my thing. That is my peanut butter and jam. The bougie bully yet again doing what she does, and that is beat these bimbos down. I really can't say what I want to say, but she. What's different about this match is she actually played not all the way there. Most of the time when you're getting her, it's a pretty dominant performance. There's not a lot of offense coming from your other girls. This one, you could tell her head wasn't there all the way. We don't know if she was thinking about Trick. We don't know if she was thinking about no who attacked Noam Dar, which was a thread of the night. Which, when we get to the favorite moments, it makes sense on who did what. But Lash, not all there is depth to the character. I love this. I love the story that she is still not. She's on the outs a bit with metaphor, but it is not stopping anything. She still is my favorite to win the North American title ladder match. She has only few. She doesn't have to climb all the way up. She can go halfway there and reach, and she got it. That's when you're that tall. So, and when we get to Soul Ruka and and Izzy Dane. This was a coming out party for Izzy Dane because this is her first night not being Kiana's heavy, her not her big. So it's kind of like she's she's starting over again. She started over in the breakout tournament. Now she started over again with Kiana. Now she's starting over again on her own. So I'm hoping that they're gonna give her some time to like actually figure this out because we can't have too many starts and stops because then you fall into the territory of well they don't know what to do with her and she's sitting in the back. In this women's division, that is not a good thing because there's always the next woman ready to go. Right now we have Jasmine Nix waiting to come on up. Fallon Henley, Thea Hale, Jada Parker, Brinley Reese. There's a couple of the girls that are on the I think it's the NXT. It's not an NXT show, but it's a WWE show called Next Generation. We started seeing them even show up on TV now.
Yep.
So you cannot get pushed down the ladder because that's a long way down. I'm hoping they just let her cook, stop starting and stopping with her, and just let her go. She'll figure it out. That's the beautiful thing about NXT's women. They always seem to figure it out.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. We got a ton of comments to run through. Melon Playground underscore 1678. Smiley face. I dig that. With a Drizzy. What up, though?
Drizz. No
As
Drizzy
long as
anymore.
as
Yeah,
long as
no,
they, as
we
long as
dropped
they're
it
not
back into the
singing
wise bit. Sorry.
as long as they're not singing a song that must not be named, we're good.
And then we've got Grizz Company Man with I need Jade and Bianca to go down to NXT and mix it up with the best division in the sport. Ooh.
Hey, they are the tag team champs, so they can do that.
And
That'll
by the
be
They'll
way,
be
dope.
done there.
this
They'll be
is a
done.
bunch of sideways laughing faces, and I actually think, given the
I
timing,
need
that
I
you were
need
laughing at
Jade.
my
I need
Allen
Jade
Iverson
to
joke, Melon Playground, and I just want to say I appreciate that somebody caught that joke besides just us three. If that was what you were laughing at, I thought that was a classic. And then we've also got Anthony Manzano with Drizzy, Shad, and Clark. I'm not sure if you guys agree with this comparison when I see how Izzy set up her matches and walks through them. She reminds me a little bit of Tracy Brooks.
Hmm.
Maybe.
Well, I think she's a little bit more polished than what Tracy Brooks was because Tracy Brooks was at that time when and we got TNA talk. She was at that time where they didn't have anybody working with the women, so they had to kind of wing it.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
I think she's a little bit further along than what Tracy Brooks was. Not to say Tracy Brooks was bad. It's just that it's different when you have a machine pushing you and when you are kind of you have to work with the boys in between them trying to do their stuff and learn what they're doing.
Yeah.
100%. I'm with you there. Let's move on to our next topic. Let's talk about OTM versus Malik Blade and interesting,
Yo, what happened?
match.
Oh, no, he in a
And
blender.
wise
Oh
people
man, that's right, folks. This is the time. It's 1 year.
tech issue. Dad, if
It's
you're hit pause.
so
But
it's
um,
are we there?
when
Are
him
we?
Hey, yo, he's wildin'. Yo, Clark, I'm gonna
So
kick you off for a second, bro.
so it's been 1 year, and guess who took over?
It's all shown
We
now.
told we told you it was gonna happen. That eventually we were gonna take over, and here we are. We have our own show. We have taken over Wrestling Republic. It's like the
Well,
NWO, but who's the
nah.
third man, brother?
All right, no, but Clark is getting his technical issues sorted out. I will say this. We'll pass it off to you first, Drizzy. In regards to OTM versus Malik and Idris, what did you feel about the match? And I honestly want because I got an opinion. I'll get to it after you about Idris and Malik. But just overall, we had the ladies involved with it too. Miss Jada Parker looking like the star that she is, and Brinley Reese as well.
Brindley didn't look too bad in this as well either.
Yeah,
I
she
don't
did.
know
She looked good.
ever since the I can't remember if it was Brinley and Jada's match. Brinley has stepped up a whole lot more, and she's becoming more prominent in the women's division. And I think she's come a long way from being just an alternate in the breakout tournament. I don't think she was ever supposed to be this. But then that's where we go back to what I just said a little bit ago with Izzy Dame. When it's the next woman up, when somebody goes down, they're ready to push somebody into that spot. And she has made the most of every moment that she's been on TV. She has made memorable moments every time she's on TV. So when she's with Inoue and Blade, honestly, I'm not thinking about Inoue and Blade. I'm thinking more about Brinley Reese. And I don't know. I don't want to say that's a bad thing to them, but she is the more charismatic of the three of them. And when we get to OTM, uh, it feels a lot more like Jada Parker is their star, and they're just her heavies. Though OTM has done a whole lot better since when they came out, and I was calling them Tights and Tims. They're doing so much better in the ring. They're more cohesive as a tag team, and I enjoy their matches a lot more now. So I'm hoping that this pushes them further in this quest to redefine OTM without scripts and just
Yeah.
to get them into the tag title division because I really feel like they should be the team to build around right now. They're a good, young, hungry team. They're bruisers. They provide something different that we don't necessarily have in the tag team division right now. OTM. Let's give them. Let's get them going.
For sure. I do think they are a nice parallel to a lot of other tag teams just because they both big guys, right? They both
Mhm.
massive dudes that have a good sense of athleticism. And I do agree with you. I feel like they are slowly but surely kind of picking up the sticks and getting more comfortable as a tag team and as just wrestlers in general. I think Jada Parker got the it factor
She got the juice.
down to a T. Like everything she does, even to the entrance where she's smacking the camera and she doing the
She did
little like shimmy, yeah, and then
like
all of that, like I think she still has a lot to develop, but like the potential is definitely there. Where you give her a year, things are gonna start clicking more for her. And yeah, I mean, in regards to the match, I thought it was a solid tag team match. I think Idris and Malik are a really well wrestling tag team. It's just the character work for them has never clicked on NXT where people take them as a serious threat. And they're just kind of known as like the guys who are gonna give you a good match, but they're gonna take the L. I see the potential in Idris Enofe though, bro. I think Idris Enofe has a lot of potential within being a single star, and I think he has the ability with showing more character work where he feels a little bit more self doubt lately. He's not as you know chippy as Brinley Reese is trying to get them all to be. And I feel like we're gonna get an opportunity to see him develop into the character that he can be. All parties look solid tonight. Brinley Reese, I was happy to see her do more in the ring rather than in these backstage segments. I want to see her and Jada Parker wrestle because I think they were the highlights of the match with their interactions outside. And yeah, man, it's gonna be good. Unfortunately, they won't let me and Drizzy hold the whole thing down because Fox back.
Not intentionally. No, no, no. We're all a team here. It
Nah, I
was
mess with you.
no, it's
I
not
had to
about
kick.
that.
I had to jazz Uncle Phil jazz you out
It's
because
fair.
you you was
like
going you you was in the tropical smoothie blender, bro.
My
you was with it.
Wi-Fi is being a bit spotty right now. I need to go full cord. But I will say Chaos went full cord and today he was fuzzy as fuzzy as fuzzy. So it is what it
Yeah,
is. And then Elmer Thomas with Mr. Freeze is back. Yes, thank you. Okay, by the
yeah,
way,
you
my
and Mr.
favorite
Freeze tonight.
Batman villain. How did you know? How did you know?
Oh, I got what Blade and enough is. You know, in Black and Gold we had Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan. that is Malik Blade and No Fair right now. It's like they're great workers,
Yeah.
but Brindley Reese is outshining them, and I
On
need them to
on
kind
the
of like.
on the character, and that's to me, that's all character standpoint. Like she shows way more of a presence. But I think I don't like to say one person is better than another person, but I think Idris has. I think there's more. I think the shelf life of them as a tag team is starting to fade week upon week.
And I
Unless you
feel
want
like
to just kind of,
we're probably on the road to them breaking up because it's like every time I
yeah.
see it, it's like yeah, Idris is about to just eh. like
A
it's about
I
to
hundred
like
happen.
I
percent.
It's about to
and this
happen.
because they need more. And plus, the other thing is this: they do need they need some guys to be in that singles division a little bit after they lost a lot.
Hmm.
I can see Idris Enofe being one of these North American competitors as a single star. Like I think he's got a sense of charisma, and I think he can wrestle pretty well too. I think him as a solo star and kind of get him a little bit more serious, you can definitely set yourself up for a dude in that division.
Absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely.
we've got two pieces of history here in off the air history. First, my dad over on Instagram commented Clark's Mr. Freeze action figure is still lost in the sand on a beach somewhere in La Jolla, California, which is actually true. Um,
Hey
that
yo,
is
that's
a true
crazy.
story. And then the second one is so the show notes and all of the structure, as much as I end up always accidentally reading the teleprompter, is no longer in the private chat. So Shad is
Oh,
now
I got.
officially the new host of the show.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's get into it. All right.
Pass it
Nah.
right to you, Shadi.
I will say this. Keep the comments coming in. Um, this next match we're gonna talk about was one of my favorite matches, and this is one of my favorite competitors on NXT. We had Javon Evans versus what was supposed to be Noam Dar. Somebody taking Noam Dar, like they really trying to hurt that man. He was taken out, and it was a match between him and Aura Mensa. I thought this was a very good match. I think the ability of Javon Evans as a singles competitor, the athleticism, it's really, really substantial. And I think he's got a level of untapped potential that is going to only hit the mark week upon week upon week. And they got themselves a budding superstar there. Or Mensa, you got to give props to him too, man. This is a guy who's phenomenal, a great in ring wrestler. I mean, I like the match. I guess I'll pass it off to y'all too. Clark, what did you think about the match?
Dude, I think Javon is actually a complete stud. Like this is a first ballot prospect, first class prospect, not first. I almost said first ballot Hall of Famer. That'd be a bit absurd this early, but I think first class prospect. He can go. During the match, we were talking about it. Like the guy is as athletic as anybody we've seen in NXT. I think bright future without question. It's one of those, I mean, it's one of those things where it remains to be seen. I don't necessarily think though Javon Evans needs to be like stuck in any kind of tag team scenario. Let's push this guy as a single star. Let's push him to the moon as an athlete. We're already losing a similarly athletic, fast twitch muscle guy in Scripps coming up. I can't go without mentioning him because I'm actually a huge Reggie and Scripps fan. So monster shout out to him. But yeah, Javon Evans, bright future as could be.
Nah, for sure. And I'm also a big Reggie and Scripps fan. I actually love the sommelier. And let's not forget, the last intergender match I saw on WWE was him versus Sasha Banks. Um, Before I pass it off to Drizzy, we do got a couple comments. Anthony Manzano letting us know that he is the young OG. Jay Malachi, not in the
If you know, you
WWE
know.
world. If you know,
If
you
you know,
know.
you know.
Uh, Manzano also saying I think Aura is the one that attacked Noam Dar because he wants to take over the metaphor. I know what you meant by that. That's a play off of words. Clever right there, buddy. But that's actually pretty interesting. I'm curious to see him do
It's
that.
a if we didn't get what we got at the end of the show, it's plot. It's something to run with. But
Yeah.
it makes sense after we talk about that later. But yeah.
Yeah, a
Uh,
couple more. We got Elmer Thomas Evans is gonna be something special. Give him 2 years. And Aura is a BA as well. He needs to wrestle more. I
I like
definitely
that.
agree with that. I definitely agree with that. That guy's got to give him his props too. And then Joseph Martin, Javon definitely should be a single star.
Yes.
I got
yeah, shout out GST.
yeah. Salute to GST there, man. Hey, Driz, I gotta ask you in regards to this match. What is the what is the future of a Javon Evans? Do you see him taking over the mid card title pretty soon, or do you? We talked about it earlier. We waiting to see who's gonna fill this main event scene from losses of a Jack, Dragonov, Carmelo Hayes. Is this potentially a guy sooner than later that could get to that level?
Me and you talked, and we mapped out maybe 3 months of guys who could possibly be world title contenders. And Javon Evans was not on that list. But after tonight and just seeing how he's treated, I really don't think it's going to take 2 years. He's going to be there way faster than what we're expecting. He's probably been one of the more faster rising stars that we've had in NXT in a while, and it's just his presence. You like you want, and the fact that you want to root for him. He's exciting in the ring. He has this charisma that just you just kind of fall in love with, and it's the same thing when we were watching him on the Indies. The dude has the skills. He has the personality. He is a baby face through and through. And the metaphor, this whole feud with metaphor has probably been the best thing to accentuate all that because they're all so good at making you boo them, even though they do cool stuff all the time. And having him in this match with Ora Mensa, who is also criminally underrated in that ring because they do so much character stuff, you forget that Noam Dar, Ora Mensa, Lash Legend, and Jakar Jackson are all very good in the ring. But because there's so much character, it gets masked. And Ora Mensa reminded everybody tonight, I'm good. I'm just as good in this ring. Y'all gonna give me my props eventually, and it needs to happen soon. But Javon Evans is on track to he's probably gonna get thrown in that list that we talked about earlier of guys to be in that main event scene. Don't be
Yeah.
surprised. You're gonna get your trick in Noam Dar. You're gonna get your trick in who else do we say? We said Josh Briggs. You're
Yeah.
gonna get your trick in Obafemi later on in the year. I promise you that. I'm standing on that. Stand and deliver 2025. Trick Williams, Obafemi. They're gonna get that. But Javon Evans may very well taste a piece of get a piece of trick toward in the middle of that because I can't see them not riding that wave. He is just getting he had a big following on Level Up, and the following is just getting bigger. And he's only been on NXT Prime for about maybe a month now,
Hmm.
and he's already in the main event. I guess we could call it the main event storyline at the moment, but he's in the main event storyline now with this whole Trick Williams, Noam Dar, Lash Legend, the metaphor versus Trick Williams thing.
Nah, for sure. And we saw a Trick and him kind of, dap each other up towards the end of the night. Um, Man, it's one of those things like where we do give WWE a lot of credit in regards to like a lot of the people that they signed from the NIL and stuff. Like Jay Malachi was a hot commodity in the Indies as a young star, and them signing him is like one of those like kind of how they got like Roxanne Perez and Roxy. Like
Hmm.
they do also, hit on signing indie people as well. Fallon Henley, Cora Jade, like they still got people who do that as well. So, but yeah, big things for Jay Malachi, formerly known Jay Malachi, Javon Evans.
Hmm.
Um, all right. After that, we had ourselves a
I was gonna say, wait,
inter.
I'm no longer the host. First, quickly though, Shad, do they have a QR code on NXT? No, David. We are anti-technology on tonight's show. No, they did not have a QR code. No, we're not even going to talk about that. Wi-Fi has been messing us around all night. Shad's hosting
Yeah.
the show now. No, there was no QR code. There was none of these. There was no self checkout. There were no robots. There was no tech stuff. No, there were no tech
I,
issues.
I do like this comment also. I think they should let Wesley lose the Obafemi. That moves him up to the main event scene, which what me and Drizzy really said while we was watching this too.
So true.
And you slot Javon into the mid card. He's a guy to beat Obafemi and send him to the main roster. Now that's intriguing because that's like a win-win for Javon Evans once we get to that. That
Nothing
would
but net on that comment. I couldn't agree more. That makes perfect
That'd
sense.
be and then stand and deliver 20. It is gonna be wild. These guys and
Mhm.
girls are only gonna develop more and more. So it will definitely be a ball with that. We had another tag team match. We had Ridge Holland and Riley Osborne Chase U. They're making a unification between these teams. I don't know versus the OC. I thought it was a well wrestled tag team match. I thought it was a good ending because there is an underlying story with Ridge Holland where he's kind of like going through a lot. He's kind of like the Incredible Hulk in a way, right? He's just angry at some point, but he's trying to find a confidant. He's getting bullied. He was getting punked by OC backstage. I won't even say bullied; they were punking him, and he found a confidant in Chase U. I think it's gonna lead to a Chase U and Ridge Holland feud. OC gets the win. That's all I really got for y'all. The thoughts from you, Driz, on this match.
I I I'm really I don't think it's a feud that's gonna be done in a short amount of time. I do believe we're gonna get to a point where Andre Chase is defending uh I almost called him Wade Barrett. Duke Hudson and Riley Osborne and Thea Hill. But the aesthetic of Rich Holland and Chase U does not look bad. But I don't think that Andre Chase ultimately can save Rich Holland in this case because they've already doubled down too much on the he hurts people when he wrestles. What was last week that he sat there and was slamming a door and accidentally hit um Joaquin Wild's fingers. I think it was that maybe a week or two ago. And it's like they keep doubling down on the he hurts people when he wrestles thing and making that into a storyline, which is not something I'm really a big fan of, but I'm hoping this is a pivot from that and we can like give him something better to work with because I've been the biggest advocate for him and the fact that he has not really ever had a chance to really get his feet wet in NXT and really develop anything. It's always, he looks good, let's get him on the roster now. And like they don't give the steak any time to cook. You can't just put the steak on there and the moment you hear a sizzle, take it off. You got to let it cook for a while. Let it get to that perfect temperature. You want a medium rare steak, you got to let it get there. And I feel like
Yes, sir.
they don't do that with him. So hopefully this is another start and stop thing. I'm hoping that this is something that they just kind of let him ride. Maybe Andre Chase and Chase U this storyline could work for him, but the track record doesn't say that. So
To your point, I completely agree. And one thing I would say too, Driz, is like what I would hope is that we can get to a spot where the scar tissue from Ridge and Big E is really hard to deny that it is still there. It does still exist. Sorry, let me get us on a relevant camera angle here. Yeah, that's the one. So while Shoddy figures out his microphone issues, no, but when it comes to Ridge Holland, he's a guy that it's hard to get over what's happened with Big E. You know what I mean? Like what we've seen from Big E's injury, we remember, right? We didn't forget about it. And it does feel like there's all kinds of start stop. I at least do think that there you are, Shoddy. Sorry,
My bad.
we're back. Okay, either way, we're all back. So what we were talking about though is I do have some empathy for Ridge Holland because I think it's hard to get over what happened with Big E, Shad. And you and I have talked about this in the past too. There's somewhere in my heart, because I'm such a Big E fan too. It's like I hold it against him. And part of that's a little unfair. And maybe his association with Chase U is going to give him a shot to be a guy that you can really root for.
Did
You
you read
know?
this comment? Did y'all read this comment? Because this is where I'm
N-
at right now.
No, we
Ridge
haven't yet.
Holland
Read
is
it.
a channel changer. I'm afraid that is what he's to me. I'm sorry, bro. This ain't gonna help me with it. There's something about him that just gives me zero interest to want to see anything that he does.
Yeah, it's but I actually have empathy for him because it could have happened to any performer, and he's an absolute physical stud. You can see it in the ring every time out. He's got
Well,
charisma. He's not bad on the microphone. He made one mistake on one belly to belly man. I think even Big E has given him, forgiveness and
no,
grace.
my issue is not my issue personally is not with that. That's the
Yeah.
that's the sport at the end of the day. I'm not gonna hold that against him. Accidents happen. He didn't do that intentionally. So unfortunate what the end result is, but it is what it is. I just don't have a lot of care for him as a character at all. Like I don't he doesn't do anything that moves me. I don't think he's bad at anything, but I don't think he's necessarily good at anything either.
I would agree
His,
with you there. That makes a
his
lot of sense.
wrestling skills are about the same. In my eyes, his wrestling is about the same as the guys that are coming up in the next gen from that Roku TV, the WWE show I was talking about earlier. He's like along with them. Like he still hasn't had a chance to really fully get his feet wet in this stuff. And WWE is so, oh, we got to get him going now that they're rushing it too much.
Right. Absolutely. And then comments wise, really quick, we'll run through Manzano, a good friend of the show, added, how long are people going to hold out against Ridge when Big E already forgave him for the mistake? That's what makes me mad about wrestling fans. They hold grudge longer
Forever,
than the wrestler. I get that,
forever.
but
Unfortunately, when it's Big E, a
yeah,
person that a lot of people
forever.
love. But yeah, I feel you on that. I
Sandlot.
feel you on that.
And then
They
Elmer
are.
Thomas, new friend of the show. Thank you for tuning in once again, as always. With and that's a dang shame to have that hang over your head. Yeah, for sure. Although on the other end of the spectrum here, matching energy like Lucas Bishop added, he
That's
is
not my
not a
Twitter.
good
I
wrestler
swear
at
that
all.
ain't my that ain't
There's
my
no
Twitter
way
account.
that's Shot. That's not you, Shot, is it? And then
That is not me. But
Elmer Thomas,
I'm gonna
he's
follow
a
this
wrestling
person though, because me and
trainer.
him we on the same
That does crack me up.
mindset.
But once again, I do not have the topic. So Shad,
No,
you're back to the host.
we
Well,
we are
we're
co- we're coming to the close of the show, and we do something different now from last week. If y'all tuned in with us, all three of us are gonna give y'all our favorite personal moments of tonight's NXT off the air of the episode. A lot of great stuff happened tonight. A lot of interesting stuff. They jam packed it. So we're gonna go around the horn, and we're gonna start with my man Clark. Clark, what was your favorite moment on today's episode of NXT?
Heritage Cup, Heritage Cup, Heritage Cup, Heritage Cup. I loved it. It's one of my favorite formats. It's one of the things from NXT UK that I'm super, super stoked they didn't let go away. I think the format is brilliant. I'm a diehard MMA fan. I watch ADCC grappling. I'm that big of a grappling nerd. I watched the Olympic wrestling. I'm excited for that, right? The only benefit of Gable Steveson being released from the WWE is there's a shot they let him wrestle for the US of A on the heavyweight side and chase another gold medal at the Olympics. I love the concept. The rounds, the best 2 out of 3 essentially. The time between rounds is maybe my favorite part about the Heritage Cup. It's a little bit like the NFL, right? The drama is palpable between plays. It's the start and stop aspect that makes it more entertaining and allows so much different booking and so many different ways you can go about booking different wrestlers and different types of matches. It lends to certain styles, it doesn't lend to others, but it's unique and it deserves a spot on the card. And to me, it deserved the main event spot, and I was excited that it was there, Shadi.
I definitely I feel you on that. I thought it was a well wrestled match too, and salute to our new Heritage Cup winner, Mr. Tony
Tony D'Angelo.
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 Yes, sir. Drizzy, I go to you, bro. Also, 1 year anniversary for us. If y'all didn't know who are all on the comments right now, shout outs to us. Me and Drizzy, we in a year into this Wrestling Republic ish.
Yes.
Driz, I gotta ask you, bro, what was your favorite moment on today's episode of NXT?
Up until the very last minute, it was the OTM match. But the last 2 minutes of the show, we saw European Undisputed Era, the NXT UK's version of the Undisputed Era, and probably the most decorated team in that whole atmosphere of NXT UK, Gallus, returned. They are the ones who are behind the Noam Dar attack, and then proceeded to lay out Wesley, Josh Briggs, and Ivar. And it's funny because we literally were talking during the show, and we're like, man, who can be going up to the main roster right now? And Shad said Gallus, like, where's Gallus at? And at the end of the show, it's just like you said. You say Kendrick's name 3 times, he pops up. You say Gallus, 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 and Gallus pops up, laying out half the roster. That was my favorite moment of the night.
He is not lying at all. We were literally talking about it. And I was like,
We
man, where
popped.
Gallus at? They trained the Rock Mania and they was
Whoops.
off the shelf for a little bit. Couple comments here real quick. We
In the
gotta
words of Chris Berman, it was like one of those whoop.
Yep,
congratulations, y'all.
Yep.
I appreciate that, Elmer, man. We
that's bro. Thank
appreciate
you.
it. My man Anthony Mazzano, who got the bigger signing bonus.
Oh,
Hey
it's
man,
equal.
we don't talk
No, it was
numbers
a
over
package
here,
deal.
buddy.
We
It's a
co-negotiation.
package deal. It's literally a package deal because we were
Yeah.
already in something else together and just
Yeah.
got brought over together. It was like
Co-
it was like
Yeah,
a signing trade.
co-negotiation. Yeah,
it's
that
perfect.
one was easy. I can answer that
It's,
one. It was co-negotiation.
it's perfect.
This is a
I
tag
Same agent.
team. This is a tag team.
Same agent.
for sure. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all my favorite moment of the night, and my favorite moment of the night has to do with the North American Women's Tournament, but it specifically has to do with one individual, Sol Ruka. This woman is reminding you week upon week upon week while she is not from this planet, she is from Jupiter, Mars, Neptune. She's not a human being, she's an alien. The stuff that this woman can do in the ring on an athletic basis, week upon week, amazes me. She's so fluid, she's so agile, she's so athletic, and she is starting to get everything down to a T as a professional wrestler. The future is super bright for Sol Ruka. If I'm being unbiased, this is a favorite to win this tournament and be the inaugural NXT North American Women's Champion. The finisher, how she hit it on Izzy Dane tonight, was one of the best soul snatchers I have done seen. Sol Ruka has earned her badges, and she would not surprise me being the next call up for an NXT Women's Superstar on the next wave when they do the draft. And I wouldn't be surprised if she's winning gold on the main roster at some point too.
Shad. Do
Dude,
you remember? Do y'all remember the days when, in the early days of wrestling, when guys like AJ Styles, Matt Sydal, Amazing Red were doing these moves, and you're like, what was that? Petey, like the Canadian Destroyer stuff.
Yeah.
She gives those vibes. Because how do you even explain what that a flipping RKO? Wait, what? Explain that.
okay, I gotta say this too. I don't even think she's really from California, but like the Marlena Shaw song, like a sound you hear that lingers in your ear.
Yeah.
California soul. Every time she's in the ring, I'm like Soul Ruka. Like it's Marlena
Oh,
Shaw, I believe.
And
I gotta give shout out on that song, but
and before we head off, let's not forget she's coming off of a torn ACL injury, guys.
I
Like
think she
oh
forgot.
yeah,
They forgot.
it
Her legs forgot.
is
Her legs really forgot.
it's crazy, man. Yeah, but I mean, we compliment this women's division every week, but it's well deserved every week. I believe that's it. I guess my hosting duties are done for the night. This is NXT off the air. Don't forget, we are on the daily broadcast every day of the week,
Oh,
same time almost every day of the week, except for Thursdays.
9 a.m.
Sometimes it
Hawaii,
might change.
4 a.m.
Yeah,
oh,
Manila,
go ahead. Hmm.
and
noon
and
Pacific. Sorry.
and
Hmm.
and we got new heat coming.
Hold up, hold up, hold up, Shoddy. Wait a minute.
Okay,
Hold up,
this is
wait a
it, man.
minute.
It's the year anniversary.
This is the year anniversary, and
We
has there ever been a better time?
because of you guys, you people, the fans, Wrestling
Demanded it.
Republic has demanded an additional show with us three and two other special guests that you will get to meet very soon this Sunday. Announcement coming soon on the Wrestling Republic page, but I will say it's coming shortly and it is going to be a blast. So y'all keep rocking with us and you're going to see more of these shows come up, man. But I guess that's all I got to say. That is myself, Shad. That is Drizzy. That is Clark, Wrestling Republic. This is, in the words of Chaos Esteem. And
This
yeah,
is
we'll catch y'all on the flip side, man. Y'all take
mark your
care.
calendar Sunday night.
Another one.
No QR
Another
code.
one.
Old
And
school
another
guerrilla
one.
marketing.
Boom, 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 boom. All right, we out.